Nice.
Yes, you're audible.
Alright, guys. Welcome to our meeting and let's give me a second. Meeting number 200 and what's it again? 226. Such a big number, I couldn't even remember it off the top of my head, honestly. Well, 221. Yep. Meeting number 221 today. Uh, Before we begin every meet, again, let's go over the ground rules. One, let's not leave the meeting hall. 226. Okay, I was right. The poster says 221. Roll takers list says 226. I'm a bit confused. My bad. Thanks for clarifying that. Well, uh, so before we start our meeting, let's go over the basic ground rules once again. One, let's not leave the meeting. That is a meeting, virtual meeting hall, when the speaker is speaking, apart from technical issues which we have no control over. Two, let's not speak anything offensive on stage, and let's always what do you call respect and not talk about topics which might offend anyone, like race, religion, creed, etc. You know them. Let's not hurt anyone or anyone's feelings or thoughts or beliefs. Now, moving on to some things which are online specific. What do you call? Always wait for what do you call? Do not turn your do not if you're not speaking, don't keep your microphone on. That disturbs and distracts the speaker, and also you don't want to be you don't want someone eavesdropping on you having a conversation with someone else, right? So keep your microphone off when you're not speaking. And if you're leaving the meeting hall for whatever reason, keep it turn your camera off. You're always welcome to turn it back on and rejoin the meeting. And with that being said, let me hand it over to the presiding officer for today's meeting. Over to Toastmaster, I believe Toastmaster JASVITHA. Okay, Toastmaster Daksh will be presiding. Okay, the president is what I call Toastmaster of the day. Toastmaster Daksh as the presiding officer for today. Toastmaster Daksh is someone who you will find always jumping around and always very interactive, and let's say someone who will be there in and around campus, but very subtle and very quiet in his own regards. So with that, over to the presiding officer, Toastmaster Daksh.
Thank you, Toastmaster Pranav, for that wonderful introduction. A very good morning, fellow Toastmasters and guests. It's a Wednesday morning, but holiday for us, Kannada Rajyotsava, and yet we are here 10 a.m. in a Toastmasters meeting. So without further ado, I would quickly like to start the meeting. I declare meeting number 226, themed weather by Toastmasters JASVITHA open. Moving on, let's move on to the announcements part. There's actually only one announcement from my side, and that is regarding the area level contests. So as you all may know, we have our area F2 contests happening on November 5th, 2023. So let's wish the contestants from our club, Toastmaster Pranav and Toastmaster Janani, all the very best. So all the best to both of you guys. Go rock the stage. The next thing, I see that we have two guests with us here, Toastmaster Suraj and Toastmaster Saraswati. So would you guys like to just quickly introduce yourselves?
Thanks, Daksh. I'll go first. So yeah, I'm Toastmaster Suraj from Standard Chartered GDS Eco World Toastmasters Club. Very long name. I'm the VP of Education there, and I've always dreamed of coming and attending a club meeting of yours, mainly in person, but it has not happened. And I thought today is a pretty good day for me. It's a holiday for me as well, so I thought I'd join in and evaluate or perform an evaluator role today. So back to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Suraj. Like, we really appreciate you being here, that too on a holiday, on an online meeting. Like, really looking forward to seeing you in an offline meeting. So, Toastmaster Saraswati, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, sure, Toastmaster Daksh. Hello, everyone. I'm Saraswati from MVGCE Toastmasters Club. I'm currently serving as its secretary. It's almost gonna be an year since I have been a part of Toastmasters, and frankly, it's an amazing experience. And I'm looking forward to this session. And I hope I am invited further as well. Thank you so much. Over to you, Toastmaster Daksh.
Thank you, Toastmaster Saraswati. A very big coincidence, actually, because even I'm a secretary and I'm also about to finish 1 year in Toastmasters. So, yes, definitely we can have a lot in common.
Wow.
And once again, you're also cordially invited to join our offline meeting. With
Sure.
that, let's quickly move on to today's theme, weather. It's been a while since I actually attended a meeting of a club. And like when I first read the title weather, I thought, okay, fine. Regarding when it comes to Bangalore, a very niche topic, you can say, something that any Bangalorean would be able to relate to. You can never predict Bangalore's weather. But then I see the poster. I see like a sun, I see clouds, and I see faces on it. And then I realize, okay, fine, maybe it's not directed towards the actual weather. Maybe it's going to be related to emotions, and who knows what kind of masala and all Toastmaster Jasvitha is planning to add to it. So without wasting any more time, I would like to invite our TMOD to the stage, Toastmaster Jasvitha, to give her introduction. She says that she's a movie buff who loves food and arts in quotes, because I don't know what art she actually means. So with that, Toastmaster Jasvitha onto the stage.
Thank you, Toastmaster Daksh, for that wonderful introduction. And hi, good morning, everyone. And this is a icy cold morning, and I absolutely look homeless. But let's start the meeting. And it's about weather. When I was wondering what should I talk about, what should I talk about, it has been very, very long that I have taken up a TMOD session. I think it has been almost 8 months. And I thought, okay, finally, at least an online meeting on a Wednesday, let me take something. And let's talk about something really, really, really important and interesting. Then my BPPR texted me asking, hey, I have to make a poster. Tell me the theme. And I thought, okay, let me think about some kind of themes that can challenge the BPPR to make a poster. And I have thought about everything. Then came a splitting headache. It was so cold. And I thought, okay, let me talk about weather. Because I just came back from my place, which is in Telangana, and it's so hot over there. I just have to turn on the AC and I just come back just a 24 hours later and I'm in my hoodie. So this weather, a concept that is really, really unpredictable, and that brings you a lot of memories. So I wanted to connect the dots between the weather, the moods, and the conditions that I have been, so that I can share my own circumstances and my own experiences as I have felt when I was a child, and tell you about how Jasvita has been when she was 5, when she was 6, and how this weather has developed the person that you are seeing in front of you. When I was a kid, when I was 5 or 6 years old, I was living with my parents just like any one of you. And my mom is really, really attached to her sister, and her sister lives in the United States. She sent me a beautiful white shirt with some butterflies on it. I hope Toastmaster Sanidhya is not offended. But yes, some beautiful butterflies on it. And it was a pretty white shirt. She told me that you have to take care of it so much that it's more than your life. It has more value than your life. That's her love to her sister, and she just personified like that. And it was a rainy day. I went out for playing, and it was so muddy, and that shirt, when I came back, and it was raining so much, I just fell into a big muddy pool and I started playing with my friends. You can just connect the Peppa Pig and Jaswita right there. I just don't want to say pigs because, okay, you can just think about that as well. And I came back home and you can see that beautiful white butterflies as just think about it, the worst possible white shirt in the Surf Excel ad. Surf Excel tells it as the stains are really good, but my mom said that you're not coming inside the house until that shirt is white again. So she took me, and a 5 year old was brushing that white shirt so much with my tears falling that again I never wore that shirt again. Again, I never took clothes which my aunt sent me, and I never went out playing in them. So these are the few memories that I have with rains, clouds, and sunny weather, and I have a lot more stories in store. But let me first these prepared stories of my life, and we have a lot of role takers in this meeting as well. Before you judge me and evaluate me and think more about the stories that I'm telling you, we can call upon our general evaluator. So our general evaluator is going to evaluate the whole segment, right? And he introduces himself as a person who loves dancing on and off stage, always smiles and makes people smile. Before the general evaluator adds on one more point, I want to introduce Ralph C. Smedley as well. Can you all hear me? Right? Yes. Our founder, Ralph C. Smedley, has established our international organization called Toastmasters on 22nd of October 1924. Now, this non-profitable organization consists of more than 280,000 members over 148 different countries and has more than 14,700 clubs. General Evaluator, I stole a point from you and the stage is yours.
Let me tell you this thing. Toastmaster Vinay, you're not audible.
Vinay, you're not audible.
Now, so I should start again. Okay. Let me ask you this question. How many of you witnessed the nightlife of Bangalore? Okay.
In my hostel room.
So the one thing which I love the most in the nightlife of Bangalore is this. Have you ever seen that pink trees beside the roads? Okay, so whenever you have a long ride in on Bangalore, like these pink trees will be spraying that kind of fragrance which smells so good. And when you take a long ride to a particular place, and that cold weather and that night gives you a very different feeling. So that is one thing which I mostly love in Bangalore's weather. And coming to me, a very good morning, fellow Toastmasters and my dear guests. I am Vinay, and I'll be your general evaluator for today's meeting. And just like JASVITHA told, I'll be evaluating the whole meeting, and I'll be pointing out each and every single mistake which everyone makes, and I'll be telling that to you. Just like I should note each and every point, I have three beautiful pink trees with me, and they'll be helping me with my evaluation. So three of them are the timer, the accounter, and the grammarian. Let me introduce the timer for today's meeting. The timer for today's meeting is Toastmaster Arpita. When I asked for her intro, she said, "Hey, Arpita here." Timer for today's meeting, my intro. I always embrace the beauty of disappearness of such or uncertainty with reference to weather. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Am I audible? Okay, so I'll be the timer for today, and as you know, the fragrance of the petrichor remains only after some time. That is, it remains only for a certain period of time. The same way, and later it disappears. The same way, I'm going to time your speeches and also your evaluation segments according to that, and I'll be back with my report. At the end in the evaluation segment. Before that, I would like to just tell the timings. The speech will go till 5 to 7 minutes, and I'll show five. At 5 minutes, I'll show the green card. At 6 minutes, I'll show the yellow card, and at 7 minutes, I'll show the red card. And you'll have 30 seconds of buffer. That is 7 minutes, 30 seconds. And for the table topic sessions, you'll be having 1 minute, 1 minute, sorry, 1 to 2 minute speech, which I'll show 1 minute as the green card and 2 minutes, 1 minute 30 seconds as your yellow card and 2 minutes as red card, and 30 seconds of buffer. Again, with the evaluation segments, it will be 2 to 3 minutes. Again, at 3 minutes, I'll show you green card. 3 minutes, 30 seconds, I'll show you the yellow card, and at 4 minutes, I'll show you the red card, ended with the buffer time. Thank you, and let's not lose your fragrance of your speeches regarding to the time. So we'll over to the general evaluator.
Thank you, Arpita. Thanks for that detailed introduction. And then coming to the second role taker, the counter for today's meeting, Toastmaster Hridya, and telling about her. She said, I am someone who absolutely adores the weather outside and finds it ever challenging patterns and beautiful, endless, fascinating, and my mood often revolves around it. That's beautiful. And over to you, Toastmaster Hridya.
Am I audible? Okay. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and guests. So the purpose of an encounter is to note the words and sounds that are used as crutch or pause filler by anyone who speaks. So during the meeting, I will be listening to those overused words, and I will also be listening to those filler words, including and I will be noting when the speaker repeats any specific words, such as I or this means, but, like, or anything like that. And at the end of the meeting, I will be reporting the number of times that each speaker have used those expressions. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for that. Thank you for that introduction, Toastmaster Hridya. So let me move on to our grammarian for today's meeting, Toastmaster Angelina. So she told me that as your grammarian today, I'll be your linguistic. I'm not able to pronounce that word correctly, so please don't scold me if I pronounce it wrong. Meteorologistic guiding for your communication with the preciousness of language while celebrating the ever-challenging art of weather in words. The only thing I found very difficult with this Angelina is that she uses that specific kinds of words which we cannot even pronounce. But that's a very good thing because a lot of people gets to know those words. I don't even know that word. So I think grammarian is a perfect role for you. Over to Angelina. Sorry, Toastmaster Angelina.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vinay. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters, and welcome to our gathering under the theme Weather. Today, I have the pleasure of taking on the role of the grammarian, where I will be exploring how language and the way we express ourselves are as changeable as the weather itself. I shall take note of the good usages, the improvements that can be made, and suggest the same so that the speakers and the role takers can inculcate the same in their upcoming speeches or roles. You see, just like weather can affect our mood, our choice of words can influence how we convey our thoughts and emotions. Now, let's dive into our language usages or enhancements for the day. The word of the day is petrichor, which means that pleasant earthy scent after the rain. I repeat, the word of the day is petrichor, which means that pleasant earthy scent after the rain. For instance, you might say, the petrichor in the air was a reminder of the rejuvenating power of nature. I repeat, the petrichor in the air was a reminder of the rejuvenating power of nature. And as for the idiom of the day, it's weather the storm, which means to survive and succeed during a crisis. I repeat, weather the storm, which means to survive and succeed during a crisis. Here's an example. In my professional journey, I have learned to weather the storm and emerge stronger after every challenge. I repeat, in my professional journey, I have learned to weather the storm and emerge stronger after every challenge. Therefore, language like the weather can have a significant impact on our lives and the way we perceive the world. So let's embrace the beauty of words just as we appreciate the petrichor after a downpour and remember to weather the storms that come our way as we navigate through the unpredictable climate of life. Thank you, and let's make this meeting as refreshing and memorable as a sunny day after the rain. Yeah, this is a vitamin D capsule, but you get the idea. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Angelina. I always love the way you uses those props in your speeches or your roles. So keep doing that, and hope I'll get a very difficult evaluation, and I'll be sharing that with you at the evaluation segment. And let's have a very great meeting. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster JASVITHA.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vinay, Toastmaster Veerabhadra, and your wonderful tag team. And let's talk about something that you usually did when you were a kid. How many of you read newspaper when you were a kid or right now? Okay, a lot of people. And which segment were you most interested in? I was very interested in the segment for kids.
Sports.
Sports, that's great. And sometimes what happens is that when you turn the papers, you see the weather report. And just don't consider Bangalore, but most of the other places, the weather report is prepared and it follows accordingly. And my place, when I used to open it, I used to live near Warangal in Telangana. So if you know that place, it was a thermal power plant. And in the summers, the temperature used to hit almost 50 degrees, and in the winters, it could go as low as 10 degrees. And we used to open the weather report, and it used to say, and we could prepare ourselves for the whole day. And the same way, here are some incredible speakers who have prepared their speeches, and I hope you got it approved by your mentors as well. So this is our prepared speech segment, and let's start our prepared speech segment. And our first speaker of the day is Toastmaster Shivansh. Toastmaster Shivansh.
Just give me a second. I'll change my background.
Okay.
I hope I'm available now, and I don't think my background's gone though yet.
Can you please turn off your virtual background?
Yeah, I think I'm available. I think it's gone now. Am I visible and audible?
Yes, please go a few. Yeah, cool. Yes, our Toastmaster Shivansh is attempting his L2P2 in the pathway innovative planning. And to evaluate his speech, we have Toastmaster Suraj. To introduce Toastmaster Suraj, he says he enjoys listening to podcasts. He's a lifelong RCB fan and the VP Education of Standard Chartered Toastmasters Club. Toastmaster Suraj, please tell the speech objectives of Toastmaster Shivansh.
Thank you, Toastmaster JASVITHA. Today, our speaker is attempting his L2P2 project. And the objective of this project is to practice the skills needed to connect with an unfamiliar audience. In other words, speak on a topic that is unfamiliar to the audience. So I wish Toastmaster Shivans the very best, and I'll be back with my evaluation at the end of the meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Suraj. To introduce Toastmaster Shivansh, he says he's a part-time student and a full-time binger. Toastmaster Shivansh, as you might have heard, Toastmaster Shivansh.
Uh, Good morning, everyone. I still believe it's morning, so just give me a hand thumbs up if I'm audible and visible both. All right. So let me take you guys a few years back in my story. But before that, if I were to ask you, what do you think is the best part of coming from an Indian middle class family is? If any two of you could answer. any two of you, if you could answer what is the best part of coming from an Indian middle class family. I know it's not the best thing to happen to someone, but we definitely do have some pros.
The reusing of the cookie boxes. Like if you ever buy a Cookie Man cookie box, it is a metal box. So you'll always reuse it to store stuff.
And anyone else?
You can you can learn a lot of grammar when your father scolds you.
All right. While I relate to the first one, what Pranav said, I don't relate to what Toastmaster Vinay said because my father is a very cool and calm person, and he has never scolded me once in my whole life. So there's that. Now, some of you might be wondering why I have a chair on my waist, like a pregnant woman. Well, here's the reason. I woke up at 9:55 and I didn't dress myself. I've got a short downside, so I preferred to hide my beautiful legs with a chair. Going back, I was born in a small city in UP called Kanpur. Now, I don't know how many of you have visited or have been to Kanpur. Here's the thing about Kanpur. There's one area called Gumti. Now, you go to a normal area, where are the cars parked? On the side of the road, right? Well, because it was Kanpur and it was UP, obviously it couldn't have been a normal place. The cars are parked right in the middle of the road. Suppose this is a road, this is one lane, this is the other lane. The cars are parked right in the middle. There are shops here, and in the middle, instead of a divider, because the government, I don't think they had the correct funds to make a divider, so they just somehow had this innovative idea of using cars as a divider. Now it's around 2008, 9. So I mean, all of you might know 2008, 2611 took place in 2008. And it is a tragedy, without any doubt. It is a huge tragedy. But to someone who was just 6 at the time, watching Indian media, watching Indian news actually, he was terrified of anything close ever happening to him. He would have nightmares that somehow his secluded society, some 20 kilometers from the mainland of Kanpur, is the next location of a terrorist attack. Or somehow his father, who was, albeit a very important person to his life, was not as important as the Prime Minister or the President of India. But to him, his father and his family is the next target to a terrorist attack. And every night he would be up for, I think, about 2 to 3 hours thinking how he would save them from the hands of any terrorist organization. And he keeps on doing that. Then one day he goes to this area, Gumti. And the thing about this person or his family is we like to maintain good relations with everyone, even if they're just a shopkeeper from a shop, from a small toy shop from Gumti. And here are the kind of toys he likes to buy. He's not into the Hot Wheels and he's not into the cars. He's into unicorns and two of them for that matter. He goes to the Gumti and the car's parked right in the middle of the road. His mom and dad, they're like, Shivansh, beta, we have to buy something for your little sister. Please stay in the car while we just go and come back in 5 to 10 minutes. Okay, that's okay. It isn't something that hasn't happened before. And it won't be something that will happen again, probably. So Shivansh is okay, sitting in his car, just chilling. Suddenly 5 minutes goes by, 5.5 minutes goes by, 5.75 minutes goes by. Wait, why are my parents still not here? What's happening? Did someone kidnap them? Did someone take them away? And suddenly the sweat's running down He's panicking. The windows are open and he's just, Mama, Papa, anyone, please, anyone. And no one's there. Suddenly, he sees a familiar face walking towards him. It's not his mother, it's not his father. It's that one lady from the toy shop who somehow still remembers me. And she's like, Beta, what happened? I'm like, my mom, my dad, they left me here some 5 minutes ago. They still haven't come back. I don't think anything's fine. I need something. And the lady from the shop, she calms that 8-year-old Shivansh. She keeps kind of just, Beta, everything will be fine. They're just gonna come here. They're just gonna come here. They come back, and this terrified Shivansh is finally happy. Some sense of calmness, some sense of just peace to his mind. Because in his mind, he has weathered a storm. Turns out, guess for how much time they would have been away? They said 10 minutes to that kid. They were back by 11 minutes. For the last 6 minutes, that 8-year-old kid has thought of every possible scenario where somehow the parents have left him, abandoned him, have been kidnapped, have been held hostage. And this is what it is. To a kid, it doesn't matter how much time has spent. He doesn't have this concept of time noted down. And it's just that. To that kid, he was scared of everything. Now, 12 years later, that kid is still scared of everything, playing with a unicorn. That would be all from my side. Thanks, everyone. Back to Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster JASVITHA.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shivansh. I request the online moderator to stop spotlighting Shivansh. Toastmaster Pranav. Thank you for that. Yes. For our next speaker, we have Toastmaster Harsha. Toastmaster Harsha is attempting her L1P1 in the Pathway Presentation Mastery. She is giving an icebreaker in this icy cold weather. And her speech evaluator is Toastmaster Daksh. And Toastmaster Daksh says that everything has an end except a banana. It has two. And I don't understand how it is your introduction, Toastmaster Daksh. I think it makes sense for some other people, but yes, that's his evaluation. I call him to read the speech. What do you say that? To tell about the project of Toastmaster Harsha.
Thank you, Toastmaster JASVITHA. And also regarding the intro, it's a very abstract intro about myself. We can maybe think about it. So a very good morning to all of you all once again. And a very special good morning to my target speaker, Toastmaster Harsha, who will be attempting L1P1 icebreaker speech. So this is the very first speech in your Toastmaster journey. And the objective of this speech is to introduce yourself to the club and to get very familiar with the basic structure of a Toastmaster speech. So all the best, Toastmaster Harsha. You're about to take the very first step in your Toastmaster journey. And I'm really excited to see how that turns out. Back to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shivansh. And here we have Toastmaster Harsha. Can you unmute yourself, turn on your camera, and say that you're present? Toastmaster Harsha Rajkumar. Toastmaster Harsha, are you there?
Oh.
Yes,
Hi, guys.
that's great, Toastmaster Harsha. Can you unblur your background, please?
Yeah, just give me 1 second.
Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Harsha. And to introduce Toastmaster Harsha, she says she is a light-hearted person who likes to go with the flow. All the best, Toastmaster Harsha. Toastmaster Harsha, my introduction, Toastmaster Harsha.
Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Harsha, and today it gives me immense pleasure to introduce myself and deliver my icebreaker speech. Am I audible? Sure. So, yeah, I'm 19 years old. I hail from Bangalore, and I hail from Tamil Nadu, and I've been brought up in Bangalore, and I currently live in Bangalore with my parents. Um, I can easily converse in Tamil, English, and Hindi, although I'm still working on my Kannada proficiency. Um, talking about myself. I'm doing my second year in BTech Computer Science in Amrita School of Engineering. As a person, I'm very creative. I really like to do drawing, painting, and anything related to that. It's more of my passion, and that's the first thing I want to do when I'm bored or when I feel stressed out. Apart from that, I also like listening to music, and I also play the piano. I also like baking, which is like something which I developed during the lockdown period. As a child, I've always been a introvert. I would say very timid, shy, scared to open up with people, try out new things because I was always afraid of the outcomes. But later on, as I grew up, I have started to believe that it's okay to try new things, to open up yourself, make mistakes, because I think that's a part of everyone's life. And now I'm still the same to some extent, but I feel I've grown up to exploring myself. That's something that I really enjoy doing now. Dive into new experiences and also make mistakes and learn from them. Apart from that, I am a happy-go-lucky, carefree person who likes to go with the flow, who doesn't plan things well before, who just likes to take things as it comes her way. And if I have to talk about my goals, I haven't really set any long-term goals for myself, but I would always like to hone my technical skills. Along with that, I would like to grow myself personally as well, holistically with leadership skills, communication skills, um, people skills, etc., etc. And that's the sole reason why I also joined Toastmasters this time, because I found this as a perfect platform to enhance my public speaking skills and also engage with more people, network, and develop my leadership skills, speaking skills, and whatnot. And yeah, so I'm really excited to embark on this journey, and I hope I'm able to utilize all the learning opportunities that come my way and grow as an individual, and yeah, also have lots of fun and have a great time with all of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Harsha. That was a wonderful introduction. Yes, and we hope to have a great time with you as well. And for the speaker number 3, we have Toastmaster Raven. Toastmaster Raven, can you unmute yourself, turn on your video, and have a small AV check?
Yes.
Hmm.
Can you hear me and see me?
No,
Now?
we can hear you. Yes. Can you just
That,
place your camera a little bit right? I
Oh,
guess.
1 second. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, now can you see me and hear me? Is it now? Pause.
Yes,
Hello.
Toastmaster
Yeah,
Raven, and
perfect.
I If possible, can you just stand?
What?
Are you standing? Right?
Yeah, I'm standing.
Yeah, okay, that's great. And Toastmaster Revant is attempting his L2P2 in the Pathway Presentation Mastery. His speech evaluator is Toastmaster Saraswati. Toastmaster Saraswati, she says she is a third year student. Oh no, she is a final year engineering student, still processing the fact that she'll be graduating next year and still has so much to figure out. But she's grateful for everything and she says she does not give up about where she wants to be. Toastmaster Saraswati, call you to say about the purpose of Toastmaster Revant's speech.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster JASVITha. My target speaker for the day, Toastmaster Revant, is attempting his L2 Project 2. And the purpose of his speech is for the member to deliver a speech with awareness of intentional and unintentional body language, as well as to learn, practice, and refine how he uses nonverbal communication when delivering a speech. And with that said, I wish all the very best to my target speaker. Timer, please make note that my speaker's speech duration is between 5 to 7 minutes. And all the very best, Toastmaster Raven. I look forward to hearing from you. Over to you, Teamwork.
Thank you, Toastmaster Saraswati. And Toastmaster Revant, when I asked his introduction, he just asked me to introduce himself as a robot. And I want to see which kind of robot that you are, Toastmaster Revant.
Thank you,
Toastmaster
Toastmaster.
Revant. Yes, Toastmaster Revant. Power of flexibility. Power of flexibility, Toastmaster Revant.
Thank you, Toastmaster JASVITha. And it was a great intro. I don't know why I chose the word robot, but there's some sense in my speech at the end. So, good morning, Toastmasters and my dear guest. I am Toastmaster Revant, and I am the person who always been substituted for some reason, and I welcome and I enjoy it for the substitution. So, let me ask you a question before starting my speech. How many of you are flexible in their life and their choices and can turn easily into the situations where you won't fit in it and adapt equally to the situation as per your potentials? Uh, can I get a hand raisers? How many of you are flexible in their lives and in their relationships and so on? Great to see the hand raisers. But the hand raisers, unraised hands behind the cameras, or else any kind of any kind of down their hands or something like that, I'll be explaining you clearly. Today, I am back with an interesting story of an remarkable power of flexibility in our lives. So I'm not flexible any kind of way, but I learned this lesson in few days back ago. If you're not flexible, and I want you to be flexible, and I am here to share the use of flexible, what the use of flexible in this speech. So great. I think people are behind the cameras and flexing their bodies by listening my word flexible. So maybe my switch evaluator, just flex and relax in the seat and enjoy my speech. The power of flexibility, adapting a life or else adapting to a life. Our journey through life is and filled with turns, twists, and ability to adapt easily to any kind of situation which we won't feel in our life. But once upon a time, there was a woman called Murmu, lived in a small town named Hogli, which is in Chhattisgarh border, forest area. She had been a meticulous planner, mapping out every step in her life, and been a perfect student in her school and perfect a college student in her college. She had a clear vision and had a great dream job and had a perfect partner and an ideal family. But life isn't good for everyone. Life changes everyone, and life we need to change through that. So one day, when she was working on her dreams, Mrs. Murmu dreams fell down and she was gotten into uncircumstances like where she was replaced by a man in her job due to lack of skill. Then she totally devastated and finally came out of job, and the world was seeing herself as an unskilled person. Then Mrs. Murmu decided to embrace it and learn and turn a term called flexible. And she started to take it a turn or twist in her life by using the word called flexible. She took a step back and assessed her options and learned skills in her journey, and eventually and found a job, enhancing her manager post and got a good replacement in her than her past life. A few years later, of course, a lady, right? She got married to a man called Mr. Murmu, met the love of her life. Mr. Murmu then was immersively planned to get married, but life was another twist. She had another twist. Mr. Murmu was infected with third stage cancer, and she couldn't control it while she was young, and brought her back, bringing to her life, and required to move from different city where she left her and family members and friends, and she went a small village and built that village by giving education to the people. She gave a powerful word called flexible, and she started to teach every student in her village, and she brought a great revolution where she could able to educate all the people and became the best village in the in the state, where in the year of 2019, and we she was totally immersively stolen her heart of all the people. As the as you can see, she started taking all the things by using a word called flexible. And once again, she used an option called flexible out of nowhere, where she couldn't able to learn things where due to the skill, due to the health, due to the family situations, and she stood in the weather the storm and handled with mediocre and aced her life. This is the best example of an of learning the flexibility in her life. And same as the missile man, I think many of you know APJ Abdul Kalam, where he came from nowhere and became the president of India. The same way, she became the president of India, our president, Mrs. Murmu. Before concluding my speech, her testimony is the power of flexibility. I really shocked. I really was totally. I learned few things that what can flexible learn in our life. And life is an unpredictable starting and ending in our career, and many more which we never know that where which we reach them. And if we often challenges our plans, and flexible is a valuable asset. Learn it and ace it. I think it will help you in all the path of your career. Embrace it and write your inspiring story of your resilience and success of your make your success flexible. And thank you very much, and over to you, Toastmaster. See you more.
Thank you, Toastmaster Revant. We have learned a lot from your speech. How we can challenge ourselves, how we can inspire ourselves, and how we can learn from every story in the lives that we come across. Thank you for that great speech. And for the speaker number 4, we have Toastmaster Pranav. As a part of his L2P2 project, Active Listening, in the pathway Persuasive Influence, he would be taking up the TTM session as well. And his speech evaluator is Toastmaster Niklesh. When I asked Toastmaster Niklesh his introduction, he said, just introduce, about me. And knowing about the history of I introducing Niklesh, I should say that he has a lot of guts to give me that power. And thank you, Toastmaster Niklesh, for that. And to introduce Toastmaster Niklesh, he says that one of the greatest quotes by Toastmaster Niklesh is that, alas, Every one of you has has Nikhilesh, but Nikhilesh doesn't have one. And that's the greatest power of all of you and the greatest loss of Nikhilesh. Okay, don't bang your head, Toastmaster Nikhilesh. And I call upon you to tell about the purpose of today's speech. You're not audible.
You are not audible.
You're not audible yet.
Hello, hello.
Yes, you're audible. Again, you're not audible.
Hello. Hello.
Yes, you're audible. Continue.
Okay. Sorry for the technicality anyway. Thank you so much, TM Modi, for that not so great introduction. And good morning to one and all here. And a special good morning to my target speaker, Toastmaster Pranav. He'll be doing his L2 P2 today in the pathway presentation mastery. His project today is active listening. The purpose of this project is for the member to demonstrate his or her ability to listen to what others say. So here he'll be acting as the TTM for today's meeting, and he'll be giving short evaluations of each speaker. And okay, sorry, persuasive influence. I'm really sorry. He'll be giving his L2P2 in persuasive influence. So his task today will be as a TTM. He'll be listening to all the table topic speakers and giving his short evaluation, one-liners uh, about the speaker. Timer, please note that time limits are like a normal speech, 5 to 7 minutes. Only time Toastmaster Pranav whenever he's speaking, or whenever he's giving an evaluation, or whenever he's giving the topic to the speaker. That will be all. Back to the TMOD.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nikhilesh. And I request Toastmaster Pranav, as he's on camera, just give me a audio check.
Hello. Am I audible?
Yes, you're audible. And if possible, can you turn off your virtual background?
Yeah, just give me a minute.
Yes, that's correct. Today's speaker would be the table topic master as well. And the role of the table topic master is to give you a few topics for the impromptu speaking. He would be taking care of that as well. And today's Toastmaster Pranav, to introduce himself, he says he's someone who is overwhelmed by the number of unread messages, trying to pull everything together in his life. Toastmaster Pranav, the stage is all yours.
Thank you, Toastmaster JASVITHA. Weather, an amazing theme, something which we all look at, but something which we never truly consider unless it's extraordinary, right? Like, unless it's in this extreme or the other extreme, we are not bothered with the weather. And that is where I come in today. How many of you have given a table topic and have just thought, okay, I'll just go say something and just come back on a topic given? Let's see what's the worst I can do. Trust me, that's the kind of person I myself am when I'm giving a table topic session. But today, let's introduce a bit of a twist. How many of you have been keen or avid watchers of the old Discovery Science channel? There used to be a show or program which used to have the title, What Will You Do? And that's the theme for today's table topic session. I'm going to put anyone who volunteers and comes up in a scenario somewhere or the other way related to the weather and ask you a question. What will you do? And that is your table topic. So who's going to be the, let's say, icebreaker, sacrificial lamb, the first one, the guinea pig? Who's going to come up? Who's it going to be? Razor. All right. Toastmaster Suraj, let's have you on board. Toastmaster Suraj, in your introduction, I heard you are a big RCB fan, right? So let me give you some little of a weird scenario. All right, you are at 5th November, India versus South Africa. All right, the World Cup season is going on. You are at your friend's place. All of you are catching the World Cup match together. South Africa have put up a massive target of 324. All right. We are at somewhere, let's say 296 for 9. Virat Kohli and let's say Jasprit Bumrah are batting. He's Kohli scoring 87, 88, 89. The runs keep piling up. We are tensed. 1 wicket to go. But somewhere we know that this man will score 100 and get us free. Being a Sunday, you've done your laundry and you've put your clothes out to dry. You're at your friend's place, remember. And friends with cricket are superstitious as all hell. What they will do is, don't move from there. The wicket will fall. We'll go and fill water later. Snacks can be taken later. That happens, right? Suddenly, Bangalore weather, rain start pouring down. Your clothes are out for dry. India is 1 wicket away from losing the game. Virat Kohli might score 100 and be the man of the match and take us home. What will you do?
Thank you, Toastmaster Pranav, for giving me that very interesting situation. It reminds me of that Lay's ad, actually. I don't know if you guys have seen that Lay's ad where the World Cup match is going on and people are dropping things on the car and breaking stuff. But in the spirit of World Cup, anything can happen. So in this situation, Toastmaster Pranav has put me in. It's quite precarious because India is roughly 20 runs away. Virat Kohli is almost near a century, and my clothes, which are mysteriously in my friend's house, are drying outside. But unfortunately, it starts raining. Oh my God. And I don't have any clothes to go to office tomorrow. That's the problem. And so my initial thought is, okay, let me go while the over is changing. The roughly 10 seconds, 15 seconds ads that come, I quickly run outside, get the clothes out because I need something to wear tomorrow. But as I'm going, my friend holds my hand. He's like, "You're not going anywhere." Virat Kohli scored a couple of boundaries, and until we finish this game, you're not moving because this is a good situation we are in, the last over, and we need to continue that. But I'm like, dude, I need clothes for tomorrow and it's raining heavily. I need to get it right now. But he did not budge. He did not let me go. So, there was some alcohol on the table. So I used that to my advantage, gave him a nice peg, and while he was enjoying that, I quickly ran away, got my clothes close to dry, and thankfully I came back before the first ball was bowled in the next over. And guess what? Virat Kohli scored another couple of boundaries and sixes, got his 49th century, equals Sachin Tendulkar's record, and India won the match. So that's what would happen, I hope, given Toastmaster Pranav's situation. Back to you.
Very well navigated, Toastmaster Suraj. Knowing that you are an RCB fan, I presumed you are a Virat Kohli fan and that you will follow cricket. You didn't prove me wrong. Your ability to understand the scenario which you are in and your ability to play off it, saying that there might be alcohol on the table, you will use that to your advantage to persuade your friend, get him excited about the game, and then go and save your clothes so that you have something to wear to office tomorrow. Something which all of us can inculcate. Let's play with a bit of our environment. Bring in some more situations. When you are put in when you're given a topic, you just don't have to stick to the topic. You can expand your wings and get other things involved. Something which all of us can take care of. And yeah, every one of us here hopes that Virat Kohli does in the end eventually, if not equal, cross such a Tendulkar's record in the World Cup. Now, who's gonna be the next person on stage? Anyone?
Toastmaster Harsha is here, the senior one. Can you give him a topic, please?
Sure. Toastmaster Harsha, can I have you on video if possible?
Just give me a second, Pranav. Yeah.
Sure.
Yep.
So Toastmaster Harsha, just a quick heads up for you. The theme for today's story topic session is what will you do? You'll be put in a scenario and you'll be given a top and you'll be given the scenario and how will you play off it. Cool. So with that, for you, we all know that Bangalore is notoriously famous for its traffic. All right. We all Toastmasters Harsha, you have to go to work. All right. You have to be in office. Let's say you have a client meeting at 10. All right. You have started from home way early, keeping in mind that okay, I'll reach. I have no other. I'll reach peacefully. I'll drive and reach by 9:30. I have half an hour of buffer. I'll be prep before the meet. I'll be there on time. But then you're on the outer ring road, the place of death for traffic. It starts to rain. This place doesn't have any metros. Your car is stuck. The rain is not drizzling, it's not pouring, it's flooding. Right? People have begun to abandon their cars and have decided to walk to work. You're all dressed up for your client meet. What will you do?
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Pranav. Firstly, I didn't understand if you're giving me a topic or reading out a book. Keeping that aside, well, it felt like you're not actually giving me a topic. You're reading out a small part of my life, because which happens on a daily basis. Exactly a few months ago, when I was doing my internship at my office, I had a meeting with my manager who was coming down from America at 10:30 in the morning. So I take my car with my friend. At 9 in the morning, I start thinking that I'll reach the office by 9:45. Pretty simple, 4.5 kilometers, 45 minutes. What's going to go wrong? What's really going to go wrong? And here, there was no rain. It was sunny. It was super sunny. It was summer. I thought I'll reach the office by 9:45. I was all decked up. I had my laptop bag ready, formals, everything set to impress your manager. But here comes the Bangalore traffic. I take the first route. I go there and I see that there is a line of cars and I can't really overtake them. So I take a U-turn, take a different route, because Google Maps told me that there is a faster route and less traffic. And I fell for it. I fell so hard that my crush rejecting me was a better option than Google Maps cheating me. That day, I took the other route and the time was 9:45 and I was still 4 kilometers away from the office, which means that it took me 45 minutes to cross half a kilometer. Car, me, my friend beside me. Not a good sight. But one thing that I always realized, as much as we hate Bangalore traffic, as much as we hate everything that goes wrong because of it, as much as I was not able to impress my manager or missed my meeting totally, which as an intern I should be more dedicated. Keeping all these things aside, one thing for sure is that if it's raining, even if it's there full of traffic, you would still love that rain in Bangalore. Because just look at the sky and you'll feel a lot better. Back to you, Pranav.
That's very well said, Harsha. Well, Toastmaster Harsha, you can just take a scenario which you will be put in, a precarious one at that, and something which is lived in. So your thoughts, your expressions, your way of narrating it was something which was how a person put in a scenario in real life would have done it, and you lived in this in such a scenario day in day out, made this topic somewhat easier for you, I presume. So with that being said, I believe we all should take a word of advice from Toastmaster Harsha and sometimes not trust Google Maps and our own instincts. With that, anyone else who's going to be number 3? All right, I see someone raising hands. Toastmaster Saraswati, if I'm not wrong.
Yes. Hello, Toastmaster Pranav.
Hello, Toastmaster Saraswati. Well, let me give you something a bit, let's say, something which more you would have related to when you have to do, would say, you were in your college life, all right?
Yes.
College life, as you know, filled with assignments, bunch of things. You'll have to all arrange them, pack them, come back them, and then go. You have to submit an assignment to a professor, a really strict one at that. A person who's like, I'm not going to accept any reasons. I want everything on my desk. Let's say in the next, on the day of submission in the 4th hour, let's say by around 12 o'clock before lunch. All right. You decide, okay, fine, we'll go. But then the campus is too big. You are in one end of the campus, the professor sits in the other end. You have to cross a bit of open area to go. You're walking with your friends peacefully after completing your assignment. You're having an umbrella for the time it rains, but then you walk in and you realize the umbrella has holes and it has started to rain. And you have left your bag zip slightly undone. Water has started to seep in. Your assignment gets a bit soggy. What will you do?
Oh my God, I guess this is way too descriptive for starters because I was, as you were mentioning, I eventually had a picture drawn up in my head. And well, the present me, for starters, wouldn't have gotten the click of an idea within a second. But now that I have had enough time to think about it, I think I will own up to the mistake or the mishap that has happened. And even though my professor might be the strictest one out there, I probably think he is human at heart, or she is human at heart, and would learn to let go of this, which means that if it's monsoon, it's raining, it probably means that students also have a lot of mess to take care of. And since this campus is as huge as it already is, we find it difficult to travel from one way of the building to all the other way. So it becomes a hassle for us as well. And I hope she is in good mood. I'll probably carry a cup of tea because it's raining and I would want her to make her happy and make it easy for her to forgive me for whatever I have done. And eventually, after she or he drinks the tea, I think they are in a happy place owing to the weather. And eventually, they forgive me for this mishap, which was very unintentional. And eventually, I hand my book over to them, saying that it's a bit soggy, but not all of it is destroyed. If it is acceptable, will you accept it? And whatever it is, I'll leave in God's hands. He'll look after it. And with that said, I think the monsoon weather does not bring monsoon in my heart, and I go with a happy smile back home because in my final year, projects and assignments are a big deal. So yeah, over to you, Mr. Pranav.
Thank you, Toastmaster Saraswati. Well, owning up to something which is a genuine, honest mistake. Let's just say we all should do that, and that might tease things in such scenarios. Well, that sudden monsoons have gotten boring, don't you guys think? In the first three scenarios, everyone having a sudden monsoon being the disruptor. Let's change it up. Who wants to be speaker number 4 or table topic contestant number 4?
Can I take it?
Sure. Toastmasters JASVITHA. All right. Picture this. You have made plans with your friends to go out. Let's say on a nice, what do you call it, to a nice hill station, a nice trek, assuming that it will rain. It has been raining continuously for the past 4 days. All right. You are going, it's raining. On the way of your travels, it's raining. When you start the climb, it's raining. But then you're all prepped up for rain. Boots, umbrellas, wind cheaters, a rain cover on your bag even. You're all climbing up the mountain, enjoying and hoping to see a nice waterfall with the rains. But then, once you're half drenched, the rains decide to say bye and the sun is blaring. Something which does happen. What will you do?
Thank you for that topic, Toastmaster Pranav. And yes, if I ever decide to go for a trekking, actually, if you know me well, if you people know me well, Jasvitha doesn't walk. So trekking is something like level up. It would be in level 5. So if I ever trek, I would go with utmost responsibility so that I won't die in those hills. And if it rains, God, I love rains. If it rains, I would just walk in the rains, and trekking in those beautiful mountains would be a absolute blessing for me at that time. So when I go for the trek, if I have a bunch of friends, I would make them carry my bags and I would ask them for my help in case anything goes wrong. And if I am on that trek, I would absolutely enjoy the nature around me. And that particular waterfall that you have given, I am pretty sure if it rains or if it is blaring and if it is sunny, it would absolutely look beautiful any otherwise, right? And that trek, even though the weather is really bad, if it isn't a storm, it would look, if it isn't a storm and if it is something that a human wouldn't go and it was in human conditions, I think we would stop that trek. But if it's chilling, if it is raining, and if it's a beautiful day, I think we would go with more confidence and with more enthusiasm. We would really go into the top of the hill, spend the beautiful moments of our lives, and absolutely enjoy it. Weather matters a lot. The cameras which we would be using at that point of time, if it is raining too much, we would not be able to take a lot of photos and videos. But on the day of Onam, I think Toastmaster Sanidhya and Toastmaster Nikhilesh has made a lot out of rain by dancing. So we can make a lot more memories if it is raining. And if it is not raining, a lot of other memories. So it would be a win-win situation for us. So that would be what I would be doing if I ever go on a trek. Goal, to stay alive. And second goal, to be talking about it once I come back. Not only stay alive, stay healthy as well, so that I can be, yes, I can make the most out of it. Thank you.
Well, staying alive during a trek is what everyone wants in the end. But then I believe I didn't communicate the scenario properly, or you just interpreted it in a different way. What I said was you were drenched and you were packed and you were wearing your wind cheaters and things, preparing for it to be raining throughout and you to climb during the rain. But then if the rain suddenly vanish, what happens is you are all decked up in clothes which will be otherwise sultry during the sun. And the path which you'll be walking on, if it has rained and it's raining, it will be easier to walk on. But once the rains vanish, the mud starts to become a bit sticky and then becomes a challenge to walk on. That's what the scenario had put you in. I believe I didn't communicate that clearly, or you interpreted it in a different way. Either way, you just took the topic as you understood it and you went forward with it. That's the spirit I guess all of us need to have. With that, I guess I'll come to the end of my table topics session per se. And with that, I'll hand it back over to the Toastmasters of the day, Toastmaster JASVITHA.
Thank you, Toastmaster Pranav, for that wonderful session. And Toastmaster Arpita, can we have a short break of 5 minutes? Yes, thank you. Please start the timer and notify me once the 5 minutes are done.